Y'all know my girl locked up too on this case. She ain't had, none of us had nothing to do with this. She offered me. She don't really like.
She offered you
like that. Yeah.
This man pins me down on the bed, and like the knife is there, ready to go. Like he was ready to start like stabbing the shit out of me, and she stayed there for about 2 to 3 weeks before he buried her.
By 2024, 43-year-old Nathan Slade had a long rap sheet and an even longer history of abusing his girlfriends and forcing them to help him commit brutal crimes. Nate wasn't the kind of a guy who took no for an answer, and he never hesitated to get violent when the women in his life got out of line. Before we begin, we would like to express our sincerest condolences to the victims' families for their losses. 3 days before Christmas in 2021, Nate texted a friend and asked if he would drive him and his girlfriend to an ATM near his home in Paxson, a few miles west of downtown Jacksonville, Florida. The man agreed, and shortly thereafter he picked up Nate and his girlfriend. A few minutes later, the driver pulled to the side of the road in front of the ATM. But instead of getting out to withdraw cash, Nate withdrew a handgun from under his shirt and shot the man 3 times at point-blank range. After that, Nate and his girlfriend ransacked the vehicle looking for valuable items to take. Then, before fleeing, Nate got out of the car, walked around to the driver's side window, and shot the man again for good measure. It's unclear if any bystanders witnessed the shooting, but Jacksonville Sheriff's deputies didn't respond to the scene until a few hours later when a concerned local called the police to report a suspicious abandoned vehicle. When they got there, the driver was slumped over in the seat with 2 gunshot wounds to the face and 2 more to the chest. Amazingly, he was still breathing. By then, Nathan and his girlfriend were long gone, but unbeknownst to them, the shooting was captured by a nearby security camera. As is often the case, the wheels of justice turned agonizingly slow behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Nate got on with his life, confident, and he hoped that authorities wouldn't be able to figure him for the brash crime. He and his girlfriend eventually split up, but a year later he met another young woman named Takiri Stephanie Guzman when they were both at a drug recovery facility.
When I met Nate, it was kind of like I should have known better, you stupid ass, because my daughter's father always told me that. But whatever. When I met Nate, I had just gotten out of a habit, cold turkey, and I was in front of my house, and I had upset about something, and I had gotten Baker acted for the first time ever in my life in August. And I'd never been Baker acted before, ever. And I get here, and I get Baker acted, and I meet Nate. It was the only guy in there smiling and so charming and so knew exactly what to say. And what impressed me about him was that he knew how, I'm a sapiosexual, so it impressed me how quickly he knew how to play chess. This man could play chess and win in like under 5 minutes. Like,
wow.
And I was just so impressed. I was like, wow, like, you know, knew what to say, knew everything. I should have known better than to fall in love with someone at a mental health clinic.
Things got so serious so quickly that Nate and Stephanie got their names tattooed on one another's necks just a month after the two had met. They stayed in a cheap motel for a while, but eventually they moved into a rental property with their friends Fred and Sheila at 900 West 9th Street in Jacksonville's hardscrabble Allendale neighborhood.
Do you recognize that house?
Yes.
Okay. What do you know about that house, if anything?
That's where I was beaten up almost all the time, every day.
You were beaten up there all the time? Okay. Did you live there?
Yes.
With who?
Nate and 2 of my roommates.
Who were the roommates?
Sheila and Freddie.
Nate and Stephanie were inseparable in the early going and eventually got engaged, but she claimed that he was violent, abusive, and unpredictable, and that he forced her to work as a prostitute to make extra money.
If someone has such a hold on you, before working homicide, Detective Abbott and I both worked sex crimes, where we dealt with
He made me
a lot of
prostitute a lot.
Yeah, domestic violence and everything
He
like
made me
that.
prostitute. Not a lot, but he made me like sell myself towards the end.
Yeah.
Towards the end. It didn't start off that way, but when it wasn't enough to support his habit anymore, our habit.
What was he on? What was he addicted to?
It started off with flock, then Molly, and then it went to crack.
Flock, Molly, and crack.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe just because you met him really probably your lowest point and you showed affection and like you see you're most vulnerable, that you fell hard and fast, and when you get in kind of deep and you have those deep connections with somebody, it just kind of gets away from you, you know?
He's a good talker.
Yeah.
He's a very, I'm telling you, this man is nuts. He's such a good talker. I was on fentanyl, and I got out of it cold turkey, and I was very hurt because my daughter's father I just found out he had a kid with somebody else, and I was very hurt, and I was vulnerable, and I was like, you know, and then I was in a place like that, like a mental place for the first time, and I was scared, and he was so charming and so protective and so, like, you know, saying all the right things, and it was like, wow, like, and then I should have known better too, because the first day and the second day, he thumped me right on my forehead with a thick wooden, like, plank, thumped me right there on the forehead. And I was like, okay.
When you guys were in the facility?
No.
You were out?
Just got out, like the second day. Thumped me right in the forehead. And then it progressed. The second time was that he choked me because I swept his feet. I'm Spanish, we don't have that. Oh, I didn't spit on the broom the other day, that's why. Anyway, I swept his feet, and I didn't know what it meant at the time. His superstitions, I don't know them at that time. And then he got so offended, he like literally choked the shit out of me. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm sorry.
What do you, I don't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry, that was rude.
He said, oh, like, sweeping of the feet means you're gonna get arrested or go to jail or something like that. If you don't spit on the broom or something like that. I don't know.
Do you mean like
sweeping,
and you just went over his foot?
By accident, yeah. And then he choked the shit out of me, like, oh my god, don't you dare do that again. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, it's bad luck.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I've never heard it either. My mom's done it to me 1,001 times.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's no biggie.
I do it to myself when I'm sweeping the floor just because I'm a fool.
Me too. And then that's wrong too. Apparently, you gotta spit on the broom and call it a day. Like, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he choked me for that. That was the second time. And then the third time, like, I forgot what I did, but he just, like, pulled the shit out of my hair, and I literally had a lump on. I had knots. I don't know if they went away fully, but I had knots on my head for a long ass time.
Nate did demolition work for his landlord's wife, Patty, and a well-known local woman named Ladonna Williams was his supervisor.
This is the last picture I have to show you.
Yeah.
Who is that?
My friend.
This is your friend? What's your friend's name? You want a cigarette? Okay.
Please.
Yeah. Let me work on that. Okay.
According to friends and family and co-workers, Ladonna was caring, driven, and passionate about her family and making the community a better place. She would pick up Nate and other workers most mornings to drive them to job sites around the city.
You know that young lady? That look like Miss Donna.
That looks like Miss Donna.
She was like our supervisor. She'll come pick us up, drop us off at the sites, and then she'll leave, do whatever. And then, like, at the end of the day, she'll come back and pick us up and take us back, and then she'll pay us to go.
Ladonna checked in with her crews regularly to make sure everything was okay, and she usually picked them up at the end of the day and drove them back home. Her son occasionally rode along as she made her rounds. He met Nathan Slade on more than one occasion. Nate and Ladonna eventually became friends, but she took a special interest in Stephanie.
So you met her on the 14th, and go back over again. She came to the house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, she came to the house.
She's never been there before. She came to the house and asked my boyfriend at the time if she could borrow me for promotions.
And that's Nate we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay, so came to the house, asked Nate to borrow you for promotions?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of promotions?
To promote her, like, her sex.
She's like OnlyFans or something?
No, like a Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you know the name of the account?
No, I think it got deactivated because she was like having a lot of like traffic through her Plenty of Fish.
Oh, okay.
I have very good promotion skills.
Did you do? I know you said you kind of work in the sex industry up north.
No, I have my baby daddy put up revenge. My our personal sex videos. Me and my daughter's father.
Yeah.
He put them all up, and they got very popular very quickly, like 126,000 views each.
Jesus.
And, yeah. So that's why my name is very big up there. Nate knew that and also took advantage of that too. So I'm smart. My family's very wealthy, and I'm a porn star.
Okay.
They began spending more and more time together. She even took Stephanie shopping to get clothes, groceries, and odds and ends for the apartment. Stephanie didn't say much about her relationship with Nate in the early going, but over time she started to open up. Nate's landlord eventually kicked him and Stephanie out of the apartment, and by then his formerly friendly relationship with Ladonna had soured. He knew she was trying to convince Stephanie to leave him, and for a proud man like him, it was the ultimate sign of disrespect.
Cuts.
Yeah.
Like, he knocked out this tooth. This tooth fell out because I have a upper partial. I lost my upper partial, whatever. But this one, he knocked that one out. I had a black eye on this eye. It's been bad.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
Like.
So you said you met him
August.
in August. So you've been with him since August?
No, I left him. I want to say like a couple weeks ago. But it wasn't really leaving because he would stalk me, and I was very scared for a long time.
So you say you left him a week or so ago. How did you leave him? Because this relationship, it just sounds so one-sided, so controlling, and so abusive.
So it was always like that.
Okay.
To the point where, like, okay, I don't want to say, like, it wasn't always only just physical, it was a mental thing, too.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where he'll play with your mind and make you believe, like, okay, I have this entire neighborhood watching you, and the second you move anywhere you're not supposed to move, I'm gonna know, we're gonna find you, we're gonna get you, we know where your daughter is, your mom lives, everything, all of that. It's over for you. And I very much believed it because his family said the same shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was just like, okay, you know, like.
Ladonna's children and grandchildren meant the world to her, and she checked in with them regularly, even though she was usually busy from sunup to sundown. As such, her family got worried when she dropped off the radar in early February of 2022. It just wasn't like her to ignore their calls and messages, but early on they assumed that she was just busier than normal, and that she would resurface and reconnect when things settled down. But about a week later, her son got an odd text message from her. It was suspicious because it asked him to send money even without saying hello. It definitely came from Ladonna's phone, but he was pretty sure that someone else had sent it. To verify the sender's identity, he asked a few questions about his childhood that his mother would have been able to answer easily, but whoever sent the text couldn't answer them. He initially thought someone had stolen her phone and was impersonating her to scam the family. He didn't send any money, and that was the last he heard from the suspicious texter. After that, nobody saw or heard from Ladonna for nearly 2 weeks. The situation got even more dire in late February when her 41st birthday came and went without so much as a peep. For her friends and family, the next few months were nothing short of unbearable. By then, they were all convinced that something horrible had happened because she just wasn't the type of person to abandon her loved ones. Even so, they held out hope she was okay, that it was all just a big misunderstanding, and that she would eventually show back up no worse for wear. The rental property Nate and Stephanie previously lived in had been vacant for some time when their old landlord, Tate Billingsley, went to clean it up for new renters on Wednesday, April the 20th of 2022. After tidying up inside, he went out to the fenced backyard to clear away leaves and branches and trash that had accumulated over the previous months. But before he got started, he noticed something protruding from a freshly disturbed patch of ground. When he walked over to take a closer look, he realized with horror that it appeared to be human remains that had been stuffed into an old trash can and partially buried. He called 911 to report the grisly find, and he also told the operator that he heard a rumor that his previous tenant, Nate Slade, had murdered a woman and buried her in the backyard months before. Jacksonville Sheriff's deputies arrived shortly thereafter, unearthed the trash can, and confirmed that there were human remains. Tate Billingsley also told the officer that Nate's fiancée, Stephanie, and a few other roommates lived at the property before he kicked them all out. Investigators were pretty sure that the deceased woman was likely Ladonna Williams, who had been missing since late February. Later, the heartbroken family confirmed it was her. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office began investigating the murder after the medical examiner ruled her death a homicide. Nate was eventually identified, arrested, and charged with attempted first-degree murder, armed burglary, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. The charges stemmed from the ATM shooting on December 22nd of 2021 and had absolutely nothing to do with Ladonna's death. Like her former boyfriend, Nate Slade, Stephanie Guzman was already behind bars when investigators questioned her about Ladonna's death shortly after 8 p.m. on Wednesday, April the 20th of 2022. But shortly into the interview, she told them that she was scared Nate's family would retaliate against her or her family if she told them what she knew.
Well, Nate is in jail.
He has family.
His family? Okay.
A big family.
Okay.
After the detective assured her that she and her family would be safe, she opened up and began telling the story.
We were called out to that house today, and I was talking to some people in the neighborhood, and we found a deceased person. And they told me that I should probably talk to you because you had a lot of information. And you guys went where?
To the Red Roof on Youngerman.
Did you guys like check in at the desk?
She did.
Okay. And was the hotel room in her name?
Yes.
Okay.
Or I'm not sure if she paid cash, but it wasn't her name.
Okay, but you still, even if you pay cash, you still have to give an ID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they make a copy and everything there.
Did they get your ID too? No, you didn't have your ID. Okay, all right, continue. So you go to the Red Roof Inn on Youngerman, rooms in Ladonna's name.
The plan was for her to supposed to be pick him back up.
Yeah.
And bring me back. She
Okay.
didn't do that.
What kind of car was she driving?
Cadillac.
She was at Cadillac, like an old school Cadillac or like a newer,
It was like a beat up,
kind of
regular Cadillac.
beat up Cadillac.
It was red.
Okay. All right, continue.
And she goes and she's like, she was supposed to pick him back up or drop me off, and she did not. So she was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. The plan was, I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to go back because Nate is terrible.
Yeah.
I wanted to get away from there, and I thought, wow, like, this has to be God, or this is not a rash. It has to be God or some sort of angel trying to save me right now because this woman knows nothing of me, and she wants to help me, you know? From what hopefully I wasn't, I don't think I was being, like, naive, but she did. Like, she was, you know, helping me and trying to feed me and then trying to help me make money and trying to figure it out. So her plan was to go to Gainesville. I don't have people in Florida. I don't know anything about Florida. So she told me, oh, we're going to go to Gainesville. We're going to do something real quick. And then we're going to go to Illinois where she has family. And I thought, okay, Illinois is very close to Jersey. I could easily get to Jersey or get to New York from there and meet up with my baby daddy. And then I'll be okay.
So, we heard rumors and everything being out there. We were talking to people, trying to get information, doing, the typical detective stuff. One of the things that we heard is that you like wore the victims or wore Ladonna's like clothes and like wigs and stuff. Is that true?
That's what I was basically saying. Like, she gave me a lot of things.
She gave you a lot of things. Okay, so you wore some of the stuff that she gave you, like hand-me-downs. Like, was it some of her clothes?
Some of her hand-me-downs and some of them are bought.
Oh, gotcha. I got you. Okay.
Because remember, like I said, she like really felt bad.
Yeah, and I'm not taking anything away from what she did for you or.
Not all of her clothes. Like, she had a lot of her clothes still too, but they made me throw them all away.
Okay.
Later, Stephanie described the attack and how she and Nate disposed of the body.
I knew something was weird and off, but like it was very fake. I was scared, but whatever. She was like, okay, just go inside, get the ID and come back. Don't let him talk to me, just staying. I said, okay. No problem. So she's on the phone with some, I don't know who she's on the phone with, but she was on the phone at the time. I go inside, and when I go inside, Nate immediately, like, I get to the back room, this man pins me down on the bed, and like, the knife is there, ready to go. Like, he was ready to start, like, just, like, stabbing the shit out of me, and I was scared as fuck. I was like, oh my God, please don't.
So you had a knife? Okay.
Okay.
And
he was ready to stab the shit out of me, and I don't know why God or whoever it was that told her to come inside, but she came inside on the phone looking for me, and Nate immediately stopped and went to the front. Like, he was about to like stab me, and he stopped and went to the front. Cause I was fighting him, like not fighting him, but I was trying to fight him off me. So once he came in, he stops and goes straight to the front. When he goes to the front, I'm quickly looking for my ID, trying to get the fuck out, like trying to figure it out, whatever. That's when I hear her say, "Wait, Nate, stop." And then like rough housing or rustling, whatever. So I never got to find my ID at that time. So I go and I like run to the front to see what's going on, and I had seen like got stabbed right there.
on the couch?
On that couch, the first one, right there.
Okay.
When I didn't see that one. He told me that he had punched her and dragged her in, which, man, you can talk to anybody on that block. I've been dragged in that house and beaten up 1,000 times, so they could probably tell you, yes, she's gotten dragged into that shit.
Okay. Here, let's trade places so I can kind of see a little bit better. No, you're fine.
So,
all right.
So, Jesus. You know, I wasn't nauseous, and now I'm nauseous. So then, I didn't know what to do. So he tells me leave, because he sees that I'm like not okay. So he tells me to leave. I didn't want to leave, but I did. Like I did, but I did. Like, it was one of those things where you just don't know what the fuck to do. I can leave and like go get help or something and get. Remember, I told you the whole neighborhood is like with this man. I don't know what the fuck he did, but so I was just like, what do I do? I don't have a phone, because I don't have a phone. I don't have shit. So I was just like so confused. I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I walk out the house and I went to the backyard real quick. I just stayed there. I stood there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Fuck that. I went back in the house. When I go back in the house, or maybe it felt like 2 seconds. I don't know how long it was, but I felt that I stayed outside. I come back in the house and like she's in the room now, but she's on the floor.
In y'all's room? Okay.
She's in the room now, and she's on the floor.
That's the very back room.
And she's like, Steph, help. And I'm just like, what do I do? Like, I'm telling Nate, like, stop. Like, and he's like, oh, they can't stop. You already know. Da 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 da. She's gonna snitch. That's the third. And I'm just like, but why?
Does she still only have the one stab wound at this point?
No. I don't know how many she has at this point, because she is bleeding from everywhere. So, I don't know. From that time, however she got from the living room to the back room, however time she stabbed her, I don't know what the fuck happened from there to there. All I know is that she was there. So then he tells me to go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. And stay in the bathroom. So I stay in the bathroom. And I just hear her screaming. And I can't do nothing. Nothing. And I just keep hearing, Steph, why? Steph, why? Steph, help. Steph, help. in the room, and she was butt naked, face down in my closet, type of thing. And yeah, that was that.
Okay, what happened after that?
He made me help her put him in the garbage can. He took her to the backyard.
How did he make you help him put her in the garbage can?
Because he told me to. Because then I knew I got to do it, because if not, I'm about to be in the garbage can too.
How long after, like, how long do you think all this went? Like, would you
When
be
I
in
sat
the
in the bathroom?
Yeah, you'd be in the bathroom to putting her in the
It
garbage
felt
can.
like forever.
It felt like forever, yeah.
It felt like forever.
But was it still daylight the whole time, or?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was maybe like 20 minutes.
Okay. How did she go in? Was it head first, legs first, butt first?
He made me grab her ankles, and it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
He grabbed her head, and I had to grab her ankles, but I couldn't do it. Like, I just felt weak as shit, so I just, like, I don't know, like, I felt like, I don't even think I did it. Like, I tried, and I'm like, I can't do this, like, I can't do this, I cannot do this.
Yeah, yeah.
She might have been butt first.
Okay.
Might have been, but it was probably most likely legs first.
Legs first, okay. Alright.
She stayed there for about 2 to 3 weeks before he buried her.
Investigators later determined that the autopsy report and evidence collected at the crime scene corroborated Stephanie's story. Investigators questioned Nate later that night, but they did not tell him that they had already interviewed Stephanie just hours before.
The reason I'm asking these questions is we work with the homicide unit.
Mm-hmm.
So we got you put 2 and 2 together there. We got sent out to this house today, and we found a body there. Okay.
Oh boy.
I can't really get any more specific than that. Now I know that there's a missing persons report out for this lady, and she's kind of been associated with that address.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's her or not. We don't know who the person is yet, who the deceased individual is yet. But we're just trying to talk to any occupants or anything.
Well, we can't. I don't know. We were gone, so.
You were gone.
If anything happened at that house after we left, we had nothing to do with none of that shit.
You didn't have anything to do with it.
No.
When you lived there, I mean, was there anybody, did you have any indication there was like a body there or anything, or?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. You ever see anybody like out there digging a big old hole in the backyard or anything like that?
No.
No? Nothing like that?
No.
Okay.
I be working, so.
Well, like at night or anything like that, a lot of people might try to do that.
You hear a lot of stuff at night. You hear, so it's a lot of commotion. That's a drug area. I mean.
Yeah. What room was yours in the house?
We stayed we was in the back, but we moved to the side one.
Okay. Alright, but like you had a window in the back of the house.
No, we had a window to the side of the house.
Okay, the front one on the left.
The house, the 29. He moved up from back there in the back one, so we stand on the side right there.
Okay. Alright, I got you. So you don't have any idea about the body?
Oh, no. Definitely no. No, sir.
You didn't have anything to do with it, did you?
No.
Okay.
Definitely no. Hell no.
I just gotta ask, man. You never know. You never know. See? That's it. Pretty straightforward, right?
Yes, sir.
Give me just a second, and then we'll get you out of here. Alright, man?
Yes, sir.
Give me just a second.
Hey, you know y'all know my girl locked up too on this case. She had, none of us had nothing to do with this.
Alright, so you said so none of us had anything to do with it. So you're saying
none of that
Nate,
shit,
Steph, Tater, Fred, and Sheila.
No, me and my girl. I don't know. No, I can't say nothing about the other people.
Okay, but you're saying Nate and Steph didn't have anything to do with this.
Nothing to do with none of that shit.
if she don't know nothing, I mean, is she even worth talking to?
No.
So you don't even think Steph's worth talking to? Does she kind of like keep to herself, or does she like know everyone?
Yeah, she stay to herself. She all for me. She don't really like.
She all for you?
Like that, yeah.
That's nice, man. I need to find me a girl like that. So
Yeah.
Can't take my wife no fucking where. She knows someone.
My girl ain't gonna even leave my side. She always on my side. So.
Okay. Alright, awesome.
Nate spent far less time with the detectives than Stephanie did, and afterward he was transported back to the jail. Nate was held without bond for nearly 2 years while awaiting trial for the ATM shooting. He pleaded guilty, and his girlfriend, who was with him at the time, took the stand to testify against him. After a relatively short trial, the judge sentenced him to life in the Florida State Prison in mid-February of 2024. But in October, Nate was dragged back into court once again to face first-degree murder charges in the death of his former friend and supervisor, Ladonna Williams. During opening statements, the prosecution claimed the vicious attack and murder were motivated by pure malice. And just as damningly, the prosecutor claimed that Nate stuffed Ladonna into a trash can just outside of his bedroom window and then slept just a few feet away for a number of weeks before finally burying her in a shallow grave in the backyard. Later, Ladonna's daughter testified that Nate told her that her mother was staying in Gainesville and showed her texts that he claimed were from her. Before sentencing, another daughter read a statement from Ladonna's aunt which stated that she had a big heart, she was always willing to help someone in need, and that her children didn't deserve to lose her so early in their lives. On September 25th, the jury found 43-year-old Nathan Slade guilty of second-degree murder. For the second time in less than a year, a Florida judge handed down a life sentence that would run consecutively instead of concurrently with his first sentence.